Thanks to Ravi Bopara, Essex completed a thrilling 2-wicket victory on the last day of their LV County Championship match with Hampshire in Colchester, a day when the spinners from both sides took over and fingernails were removed in the crowd. A draw appeared to be the most likely outcome at the start of the final morning, with Hampshire on 83 for 1 in their second innings for a lead of 44. Michael Carberry moved from his overnight 48 to a 50 in the 5th over, with a 4 off Greg Smith, his 7th to go with 2 sixes off the 89 balls he'd faced. The first wicket of 17 to fall in 2 sessions came in the 7th over, Will Smith edging Jesse Ryder behind on 19, one of the few not to be out to a spinner on this day. Before they took over, James Vince pulled Smith for a 6 as the lead moved on to 70. Carberry also fell to Ryder for 56, and then the Kiwi bowled Vince off the bottom edge as the Hampshire man tried a forceful cut. The rest of the innings was dominated by Smith and Monty Panesar. Adam Wheater couldn't repeat his first innings heroics and edged a turning ball from Panesar to Tom Wesley after making 8 this time. Liam Dawson had spent 45 minutes over his 6 runs when he was also out to Panesar, a thin edge being grasped by Foster. Matt Coles decided that attack was the best form of defence, and he swept Smith into the distance. But Hampshire were effectively on 111 for 7 when Sean Irvine was the 6th man to fall in the first 90 minutes of the day, Smith having him held by Tim Phillips at second slip. Phillips then took an excellent catch at leg slip 2 balls later to get shot of Nathan Rimington for a duck. And when Smith struck again in his next over, Danny Briggs trapped in front by one that straightened from the off-spinner, Hampshire were in a mess on 164 for 9. Cole struck a second maximum off Panesar, who ended with figures of 3 for 53 from 11 overs, before Smith grabbed a 4th wicket in the space of just 12 balls, when the former Kent man Coles found Sajid Mahmood at long off after the bowler tempted him with some flight. Hampshire had lost 9 wickets in the morning session, sliding from 109 for 2 to 171 all out, Smith ending with figures of 4 for 46. That left Essex a target of just 133 to win for a 3rd time this summer. Briggs opened the bowling and Dawson replaced James Tomlinson after only 2 overs. Dawson struck with his very first ball as Wheater stumped Nick Brown. We soon had a game on our hands. In the next over, Briggs trapped Wesley in front on the sweep for 14, and the left-armer did it again in his next over, Ryder taken at short leg by Smith. And when Briggs grabbed a 3rd wicket in as many overs, Foster nicking off for a duck, Essex had slipped to 29 for 4, and we had a fascinating finale ahead of us. The decisive innings in the end came from Bopara. He's not often mentioned as a test player these days, but the way he batted in this match and dealt with the conditions, which had altered as the game progressed, was remarkable, out of the very top drawer in fact. The total had moved on to 55 and the runs required were down to 78 when Essex lost their 5th man, Ryan Tenduscarter, bowled by a quicker delivery from Briggs for an important 18 runs. Indeed, every run was important. Bopara reduced the target by 6 as he took on Dawson. But the bowler soon removed Smith, who'd made 9 when he edged Dawson to Irvine, who did well at slip with the total on 76 for 6 with 57 more needed. And 4 runs later, Dawson and Irvine combined again to remove Phillips for 1, and now Hampshire were favourites to win an incredible game of cricket. It was one which was matching the remarkable events in Liverpool on the previous day when Nottinghamshire scraped home by 1 wicket against Lancashire. Crucially, Bopara, who'd come in at number 3, was still there, and he and Graham Napier edged their side closer to the winning line by adding 28 runs in 6 overs. But when Napier was held by Coles at short extra to give Dawson his 4th wicket to match Briggs' efforts, this thrilling encounter was in the balance once again. Bopara now had to keep going for his side. Crucially, he took 10 runs off 2 balls at the end of Briggs' 15th over, including a flat 6 that brought the target down to 15. Panesar would have been relieved that he didn't have to come out as Harry Gurney had done in Liverpool. Instead it was Mahmood in his first championship game of the season who hit 2 fours off 2 successive deliveries from Dawson to have Essex stumbling over the line. They won by just 2 wickets after making 136 for 8, Bopara batting through another 28 overs for his 48 runs after seeing out 79 overs for 79 in the first innings. He was the difference between the two teams in spite of Dawson's 4 for 58 and Briggs' 4 for 61. Hampshire had to settle for 4 points, which now sees them slip 22 points behind leaders Worcestershire, who also have a game in hand. They are now only 5 points clear of third place Surrey. After claiming 21 points here, Essex are now only 18 points behind Hampshire with 4 games to go.